Bethany, so good to have you here tonight. And the new notification squad on YouTube. Welcome, boys and girls. Like I said, never had a notification squad before. So you are the first. First up tonight, though, is the highlights from France. If you did miss that race, we're going to quickly go over those, and then we'll join in probably the last couple of minutes of Q3. So enjoy the highlights as they come to you, and we'll be straight off tonight with the Red Bull Ring race here in Austria, and we'll see who has taken out the top spot. For them to go out to quick start, and we're underway in the wet up towards turn one now for the first time tonight. Everybody side by side, and I don't think there should be too much drama. Will they keep it clean? I know they had a bit of a meeting in before, but looks pretty good. Mike is all the way down into 7th place. He did not have a good start at all. He was almost swamped. He was next to Bots in the first turn, but he's gone around the outside, almost off track there, so there could be some stewarding decisions to be made later on, but the Ferraris did not start well. Oh, a bit of a touch there with Epic up beside Bots, and he's going to lose 2 positions as the cars all squeeze through on his inside, and he'll get pushed out wide through turn 6 onto the front straight. Oh, and you can see they're just struggling for grip, trying to put the power down, but there's just nothing there to use. Pretty clean though, considering the wetness.
Angry got a jump start penalty, so he'll have to serve a drive through.
Well, there he is, up 13th position. Major Dan's just gone flying up beside him. It's battle of the brakes into the chicane. He'll remain 12th, but yeah, that's going to hurt. Jump starting.
Trying to get. Oh, Schnell's out.
Schnell, you can see way out wide there.
Yes, that is a classic in the wet on that. There's no reason to go on the wet. Definitely looks like it's still optimal for the intermediate, but rain continues to fall.
Swatter got touched there from Angry under the safety car. So not surprising, Angry gets a penalty with that. The Swatter fans will be furious.
I thought I saw a bit of shrapnel flying off there, a bit of carbon fibre. Was there severe contact?
There was. Watch the replay on the right-hand side, guys, as we're coming down the straight. This was odd. It just banged him there, and there goes Angry's front wing. Thank you very much for the support there, brother. And, appreciate you sending support that way. So 50 stars, race restarts. Wardy Chill from 3rd. We're back up and racing. BP is immediately challenging Hawks for the lead of the race, but Hawks, cool, calm and collected. He stays ahead of him. But the rest of the field now, they're going to put their elbows out wide. Mike runs a little wide out of turn 2. Kiwi might get a little bit of a run on him here. Bots is in behind, so Bots isn't too far away from his teammate now, and they can start working together. Mings through, Epic's through. Swatter stays 10th place, so he didn't lose anything out of that. Angry will have to serve a penalty, but you can see he's missing a front wing. That's going to severely punish him.
To overtake, as we can see Mike go here, he's got to go right on the wet stuff, and he can't pull it up, you see. So he's holding off. It's very, very probably. And here, a mistake.
Went to
and it still couldn't get the move done. You see how he's going to try it down the inside again.
Oh, that's tight. That's very tight. Oh, he's done a great job there. Fantastic.
Oh, he's done a great job.
He's touched the Red Bull of Kiwi there into the last turn, and he got away with minimal damage. I think it was very lucky.
Well, Mike must have had a moment there. He's lost a good couple of seconds off Wardy Chill.
Oh, great little bit of overtaking for BP in the turn BP. 1. And he's run a little bit wide, but it doesn't matter because Hawks will have to succumb to his premium overtake. And BP now leads this Grand Prix. And he just looks like he's got some extra pace on him.
Doesn't look like it's...
Epic's got a puncher.
Epic's got a puncher?
Yeah. That is why he's... stuck where he is. I don't know where he got that from. I know there was some maybe debris sitting on the road just coming into that chicane.
Well, low tyre pressures, if you hit a curve with low tyre pressure, it can damage the tyre.
Getting for the restart, and that's a great restart as Hawks was ready for it this time. Wardy too, he wasn't caught unaware, and all 3 of them now up towards the braking zone of turn 1. Out will come Epic as well from the pit lane into the fast-moving traffic just ahead of Mike, and Mike will not be happy that that's happened. So now, and Ming's going to push up on the inside, and here comes Fly Swatter as well. I think those mediums weren't working for him. Swatter, and Mike, he's held it together. Huge move. Oh, he's taken to the right corrective path there.
Yep, feedback in, but
that was insanely close. Epic is a back marker at the moment. Swatter gets caught behind. Mike gets back onto the track. Big moment. Oh, look at that. Swatter. He had to just dart back onto the inside. I think Mike's got some issues.
Definitely. He's got damage. He's definitely got some kind of damage. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has a puncture. He's kept all 4 wheels on, which was amazing.
I don't know how he's done that. It was a huge call from Mike there.
The lead impact.
Major Dan's been spun as Saints got caught up into the corner, and Saints will readdress that, and he's a back marker too, so that's Major Dan will be really livid that that's happened to him. Mike's into the pit lane, so yeah, the medium's pressurising him up on the inside. This is the battle for 4th and 5th at the moment. The Ferrari wants through. They're on 14 lap old intermediates, and yeah, his teammate, he's chosen the same thing, but this battle is never ending. Up into the hairpin, chicane we go. Bots is on him. He's on him like a rash. Up the inside. Oh, he's pushed the Renault wide, but he's done a fantastic job to pull the car up under little grippy conditions. This is a fantastic race. There it is. There's Epic on the side. Where was that? That's like turn 1. Yeah, it is.
Yes, it
Exit
is.
to turn 2.
Well, entry to turn 2, is it?
Oh, exit entry. It's freaking turn 2 somewhere. Have a look on the replay. You'll be able to just see it as we switch to Crazy Kiwi in the order.
Both the Mercs are double stacking. The Mercs are double stacking. They're going to do it pretty quick.
Oh, that was pretty tight.
It hurt Hawks a little bit, that just a little bit.
They'll still save a lot of time though.
Yeah, that's right. It is worth the time penalty.
Ferrari's in as well, medium tyre for him. Chook coming in on those intermediates. No, he's going out on new inters. Chook on new intermediate tyres.
Chook on new. Fly Swatter's in though, so he believes that he's got mediums lined up.
Yes, so that could be a fantastic... That intermediate call for Swatter has changed the race for him tonight. Changed his life.
Yeah, definitely. It's put him right up there now. He is definitely in contention now.
He's fighting the top guys out there, just in behind Wardy Chill, under the safety car. So this one, oh, we've still got a decent amount of laps to go to. 10 laps, look at that. Here we go. Look at the restart from BP. Just got everybody off guard. Hawks will hold up Bots the best he can, and this is going to be tight now between 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
Hawks caught sleeping there a little bit.
He was. He's that's a few times we've seen him get caught out in the restarts.
He's under extreme pressure from Bots here. Extreme. Oh, Bots, is he going to make it?
Oh, Mike's done one on Bush Chook as well. These two almost scraping paint. I don't know how Mike squeezed in there at turn 4, but at turn 5, he's converted the move. And he's ahead of him by 6. But yeah, Bots. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Bots.
Wide down the back straight.
Hawks. Is Hawks having an issue? No, he's still got full pace. Bots has just got that. Oh, Wardy comes out of nowhere. Squeezes it up the inside.
That is a superb move.
Fantastic racing from all around there. Yeah, that's worth a ticket price alone. What we just
quickly there, Wardy had his ERS on 4, which is the maximum. It is actually.
Oh, big contact with Hawks and Swatter.
Oh no!
Swatter got caught up there as Hawks come around the corner, and or was it Swatter touching him? You can see somebody's wearing damage.
Yeah, Swatter's got damage on his right hand side.
Time to riot, guys, by the way. It's time to riot.
That's a real shame for Swatter. He was, in a really high scoring points position. Brilliant strategic maneuver to stay on that intermediate.
Mike's got the job done too, up beside Ming, and 5th place is his. At the moment, he's just in front, and they're pretty much equal on energy deployment. So this one's going to come down to raw pace and exit speed. Major Dan gets it together that lap. So Ming, this could be the end of his run in 7th, but he'll defend it with everything he's got, I think. Exit. And once again, Ming gets a better exit speed. Gets on the power sooner, so Major Dan struggles there. And for the rest of the lap, then he's really sort of fighting back. But if he can get close enough through this sector, he might be able to get it into the chicane on the straight.
Definitely.
Let's have a look with the right on board. The man in the Alpha. You can see he's trying his mightiest, putting the pressure on. Ming knows he's there. Ming's tactically worked this one out here.
He's got a good drive here.
Very good drive.
A little bit of a tight line there, so DRS will be activated.
Here we go.
with that Renault. I think the Renault's got him.
The Alpha inside line. Oh, he's cut it off. The apex came a little bit too late for Major Dan. And once again, Ming, just one more lap, penultimate lap at the moment. This is going to be very tight between these two. The gap 6/10. A little bit wide there for Major Dan. I think he's trying to get on the power sooner than Ming because he knows this is his last and final opportunity. Ming goes back up to the inside. Major Dan searching for a way through. He still hasn't turned his ERS up, but that doesn't matter. The power of the DRS is going to just rocket him into the lead. Oh, Ming's got around the outside. I don't know how he squeezed it through there. And Major Dan sees everything disappear ahead of him.
I wonder if Dan has a problem with his ERS.
He could.
He left it at 1. He could have easily got that even under 3.
Yeah, he could have. Here comes BP though. Fantastic race from him. He'll take the win. And somehow Hawks has recovered and he'll take second place. Bots in third place. So Ferrari get on the podium for race 1 here. Wardy just ahead of Mike. So Mike wasn't able to do it in the end. And Bushchuk, he's got a fair enough lead on Ming that he'll take 6th place. And Ming, he's fought off Major Dan there. But wow, Major Dan, he's so close in the last corner. But yeah, the ERS, he just didn't utilise it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to definitely. Merker finally delivered both cars on the podiums, taking 1 and 2. Bots with another superb drive after he sort of muffed it in his Q3, qualifying only 10th. But yeah, he really put the pace on there and to get it up to the 3rd spot. And 2nd was sort of on the offer, but I don't think that either of the Ferraris had the pace over the 2 Mercedes boys this weekend.
No, not today. Well, there it is, fellas and ladies. That is the end of qualifying 3, BPV 8, Hawks and Bots. So it's a double stacked Mercedes on the grid tonight. They're looking healthy. The Red Bulls down in 4th and 5th, so hopefully they can shot all the way through. They were the highlights. So hopefully, yeah, you enjoyed and you're up to speed with all the action that's happened so far in this season. And of course, we're on Demo 1 Garages on Twitter. So if you want to get involved on Twitter, there at Demo1G, or use the hashtag at the moment, Demo D1G, to get it spat up onto the screen while we're streaming. And it's a wet race. This is unbelievable. It is a wet race. This one could definitely help Hawks here tonight. And we might see a new rising star in the wet, but Hawks is definitely one of my favourites from past experience. This is the track here in Austria, Spielberg. All 3 sectors laid out for you. There are only 3 DRS zones. They're laid out there on the track. It's a short one. There's only 10 corners. It is just going to be just over a minute per lap. But in the wet, we're going to probably get up near the minute 15, 20 mark. So we'll see what happens. They've got formation lap now. And let's quickly go through everything and the points as they stand. Courtney Jean, welcome along. This one is going to be a lot of fun tonight. I'm very, very excited to see what happens.
All right.
Way, Chris Brown's donated.
Good work, bro. Put this towards the new pedals.
Holy hell, man. You're an absolute baller. $29. NZ anyway. Where did you... I need to read that message you said. Thank you so much, Chris. That's already come through as well, man. Absolute legend, mate. We'll get that one pumping up on again. But Chris, chuck it in with an early donation. Thank you very much. These are the points. We'll just get the points out of the way because the race is about to start here. So BP on top, Hawks 18, Bots 15. Mike, the last season's champion, he's down there with only 10. Woody Chill splits the Ferraris as they stand, and everyone else has got it all to fight for. Red Bull, they want to get some decent points here today. Only 1 point for Kiwi after the first round. Mercedes on top in the constructors. As you can see, 44. They're starting to get an early lead. Ferrari only 25, but Racing Point right ahead of everyone else at the moment. Renault only 8, McLaren 6, Alpha 4, Williams, AlphaTauri and Haas yet to score any points. BP got with the win last week in France. That puts him on top. So 1st and 2nd for Mercedes last week. Want to try it. emulate that again tonight. Bot's got the third and finished off the podium. 2 DNFs, Schnell and Angry, and hopefully we've got a bigger grid tonight. Hopefully we get a lot more across the line. We're about to see the start of this one. Everybody lining up on the grid. It's BP and Hawks. Here we go. Getting ready. It should be BP Hawks on the top. Don't know why Major Dan's at the top, but that's 5 red lights. And we're up and racing here in Austria, Red Bull. And it's a good start from the field. Down in the back end, you can see, I think that's Mike just trying to squeeze his way through Major Dan. That's Schnell, rather, in the Alpha, trying to get around nice and neatly. Major Dan gets caught up into something. That's one of the Red Bull boys around. That's Kiwi. I don't know what happened to him there, but he was off at turn 1 at Nicky Lauda. And AB Saints was bogged down. He was, for some reason, caught parked. So he's been disqualified. I don't know if he had a disconnect. HRT gets up. That's Ming out wide at turn 3. He's going to be side by side with Wardy Chill down towards turn number 4. Wet conditions here tonight as well. They've got a lot to think about, and I don't know how long these intermediates are going to last, the boys. You can see a few positions changed since the start. Everybody on the intermediate tyres. This is Schnell. He's right up next to Lukey D, fly swatter, who's got a lot of support here tonight. We're right on board with him. You can see it's absolutely pelting with water here on the track. There's no dry line just as yet, so everybody's done really well to control the car. They did have a wet qualifying. It did dry out as the session went on, but so they've had some practice in the wet, luckily. But this wet race definitely will mix things up in the championship order. Here goes Schnell with no DRS assist up against Lukey D into the first turn. He chucks a nose. I don't know if he's going to be able to get there. No, Lukey D's got traction as well. So those intermediates at the moment seem to be moving in just enough water, and they're working the way they need to. Unfortunately, Saints got DQ'd, so I don't know if he had a disconnect with a wheel or something like that. It does happen. And it's just like having a technical fault in real life, unfortunately. That is the Sim Racers version of some issues in the car. Bot's up into 3rd. Mike's sitting down in 6th place as we stand. Oh, thank you very much, Chris. I will put it towards my new pedals. Thank you very much. The TLCMs I know Chris is talking about there. So Chris R. Brown chucked in the money early on. Massive support there. He used the Streamlabs link. There's heaps of different ways to do it. So I never expected anyone to ever do that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. So maybe one day we'll get some TLCMs. I'm just going to call them LCMs, like the confectionery that you used to take to school. It just sounds better. And apparently LCMs, it doesn't stand for anything. I've read that in an article a few months ago. But yeah, the LCM pedals, I'm looking forward to getting on into those. Thrustmaster gear, I know Chris has got a TGT wheel himself. A lot of the drivers here tonight on wheels. Some I know are on controllers. I don't have a list of full guys on controllers, but some of them are just absolute freaks the way they can do that. Is there an issue somewhere? Not right yet. Schnell is really putting the pressure on Lukey D early on. And with no DRS in the wet. Oh, I thought he was going to try and chuck it up the inside. The door was shut. So Lukey D's all over him at the moment. He's got all his exits covered. Swatter's just hanging back aft, watching everything happening. And if anything does happen amongst this group, he'll be able to react cautiously to it in front. So he'll be able to give himself enough time to either dart left or dart right if that's the case. Now, if you are new as well, welcome along. My name's Josh Gain, commentating tonight by myself. Usually I have Zen Raza with me in the booth, but he's had something come up. So I'm going to have to take the solo reins with the Formula 1 tonight. But we do this every Friday at the moment. There is an F2 series starting, so if you want to get involved, This is Warrior Wasp. Kiwi's going to give him something to think about up into the first turn. He's going to push him wide. And Wasp just gets back on track in front of Kiwi. That seemed pretty fair to me. There's a lot happening through the field. Kiwi up into the second turn. Some people call this turn 3. Depends if you call that turn down the straight there a turn or not. There's a move further up the field as HRT's been taken by Azatak. So the two Williams now 10th and 11th. And it's an instant reply from the Renault man. Got the inside at 3. Denos is out for some reason. We've lost Denos. Can we see where? There's a virtual safety car call. There's Denos' car just up on the inside at turn 2. So that's called the VSC. So there probably won't be anyone reacting immediately, but man, BP's got a big lead already. 3.8 seconds. So he's really showing why, well, Hawks is usually really fast in the wet, but BP seems to have been able to adapt really well tonight. Could be his setup. Could be the way BP likes to set up his car is worked. So we neutralise this race as it stands. Drive-through penalty for Hawks. That's unbelievable. So Mercedes go from getting a 1-2 last week. That's going to be a difficult task now because Hawks has to clear that penalty and serve the drive-through. Mike will be liking seeing that happen because he has to do well tonight. Bots is ahead of him in the championship points. Mike's fallen off. He's defending a championship here in Season 6. But we must admit there was a lot of curses and issues happening last season with the Mercedes boys. Is that going to turn into the Maranello curse? Mike and Bots assure us it doesn't exist, but we'll wait and see at the moment. Germany still wearing the curse with Hawks getting a drive-through penalty. That one is a big call. So Lukey D still holding off Schnell, and I think SWAT is starting to close the gap on him. Into the S's they go. And yeah, look at the confidence Swatter has now. He's a lot closer to the back end of the two ahead. So as they've been squabbling on and battling it out, Swatter's been able to make room and make some gains on the two ahead. But it's still very wet, there's no sign of it letting up, is there? Thank you, Nero. Pegasus Nero has hit the like button. Thank you very much for the support there, bro. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Major Dan's gone to full wets early on. Got a yellow in Sector 2. I think that's Major Dan. He's really struggling. You can see on that, he's about to be lapped shortly. You see BP, that teal green on the mini-map. That is Major Dan's little dot. Just coming around Sector 2 now. Good to see the SWAtter crew's returned. The SWAtter crew / the notification squad, as they like to call themselves. Mitch Boss is like the stream. Thank you very much for the support, sir. We're just waiting to see if this develops between SWAT, Schnell and Lukey. I know Ming's lost a few spots off the start, but nothing seems to be happening. Mike's getting close to overtaking this racing point of Wardy. Wardy's doing really well in Season 6 as well. He might be suited for the wet conditions. That could be what's helping him. So Wardy, keep an eye on this guy. He's one to watch. He could be driving in the faster cars in future seasons. The Snoogans. Wardy gets a great traction, great run up to 2. Leaves Mike's and his water spray. No dust here today. The water definitely dampening the spirits of some. But other guys will be very high-spirited because wet weather racing is considered the great leveler of Formula 1. And in F1 eSports, definitely has a similar effect. We're seeing that play out here today. Crazy Kiwi, he's moving through the field nicely. Hawks is yet to serve his drive-through penalty, so I don't know if he does that soon. He might find himself disqualified and not being classified in this race. So there's Swatter. He did get up through Schnell, so I don't know if Schnell had an issue that lap. Bots is in, so he's had to serve. Let's see what Bots does. So Hawks is in, rather. Let's see what Hawks does. Where does he come out? He's going to be dropping. There goes Mike. Here comes Lukey D. So that was agonizingly slow for Hawks. So he's done the right thing, and he's going to come out just behind Swatter. Incredible. Swatter's just up ahead of the Mercedes, and Hawks might give him a go up into turn 2. Going uphill, you can brake a little bit later. You don't want to test it too much in the wet, though. You will go wide. Gets back on the power, but Swatter got him covered. So Swatter's done well. Thank you, Takawara. Loving the stream. Loving all the new fans we're getting out there today. It's good to have you guys along. Ooh, Ming. He's been pushed down the order. Lukey D, another one to watch. He seems to be really flourishing in the wet. And as I say that, gets the back end out, drifting. He did recover, and Ming wasn't able to take advantage of Lukey D. Putting on the JDM. Here comes Swatter though. He's got a Mercedes behind to defend, and that's Hawks. He looks very, very aggressive, but he's a patient man, Hawks. He will bide his time and wait for the perfect moment. Interesting though that all the drivers still seem to think intermediates are enough. Here we go. He's going to go the long way round. He's sticking on the dry line. Swatter had to go offline there to defend. So that would have given Hawks the advantage in grip. Now Hawks is on the wet stuff. Pushes Swatter out of the way. And the two, they're going to have to come to agreement sooner or later as they break into turn 2. And as Hawks comes to the apex, Fly Swatter has come to the realization he's just going to have to give that spot up. But it might not be long before this man, Crazy Kiwi, is pressurising the Williams driver. So very, very busy down the midfield today. Into turn 3. Everybody just tentatively turning to the right and making sure they're not getting on the power too eagerly, because that will send them into a big drift and possibly into the wall, like we saw Denos did so easily. Now Mink, Hawks does have a big job ahead of him. He qualified well. It's today his race. He was just a bit of lax of concentration, speeding under a virtual safety car. Ming gets wide, and here comes, Hawks had to back out of that one. And Ming, what's he going to do? Looks like the wet weather is getting to him a little bit. This is his element. This is Hawks' element, so I know he's going to be quick. Up into the Niki Lauda bend. Hawks still holding off 8th. How hard is Ming going to fight for 7th? And you can see the Red Bull of Kiwi right on the back of Swatter now. Here he goes, the Mercedes. Not quite. Oh, he will chuck a nose up the inside. Ming has to alter his angle in the corner. And it was Kiwi, though, who got Fly Swatter just before we turned in at 2. Hawks is still working on it. Now, Hawks needs to get around Ming quickly because Kiwi is pretty quick too. Hawks does not want to be behind Kiwi. I know Kiwi, he can defend. Ming's doing a fantastic job of it too, but he needs to stop doing mistakes like that. Sort of taking the wide go-kart line. I don't know if he's finding extra grip out there or not, but you can see there's a drying line appearing. And you'd think it would be better at this stage to stick to that line rather than go offline. But clearly those intermediates are able to displace the water quick enough. So there was the move from Hawks. He did work on it, was patient. Oh no, Kiwi out wide in the last turn at turn 10. Here comes Fly Swatter, gets back 9th spot. And that's not what Kiwi needed after his accident on the first turn. There's a lot of fighting. This is the last final points position down in 10th place. Remember, there's an extra point for fastest lap tonight as well. Hawks is racing well. Oh, right up beside Swatter. And the Red Bull showing off to his home crowd. Dives a little deep. And yeah, the over-under didn't quite work. Swatter regains that one. HRT working down the order too. He's just gained a spot back on Major Dan. But look at the gap BP's got now. 9.3 seconds. It's Bots, the closest rival to him. So BP is just alien pace tonight. Absolutely unmatched by anybody out there. What happened to Ming? I didn't quite see what happened to Ming. I just saw him drop through the order. I don't know if he's run wide outside the frame. But everybody went up another spot. He lost about 3 positions out of that one. Let's see if we can't see what happened. On your right is the replay. I'm not sure if we saw it. But watch the leaderboards. It sort of he just dropped out. He was, there he was. You could just see him. Just see Ming. So he went wide. Don't need the points anymore. They're going to change. So everybody now starting to get into the rhythm of things. Looking for strategy will be the next call. Swatter's had a little bit of work to do today. Crazy Kiwi's back in behind. But yeah, Kiwi wants to catch back up to Hawks. Swatter doing a fantastic job at the moment of just keeping himself calm. If there's any extra stress here in the wet, might cause issues. They clang wheel slightly at turn 3, but I think that's legal and Kiwi will take it. His next opponent up the field is Hawks, but that could turn to Lukey D because it looks like Hawks is going to get another spot up inside the top 6 very shortly. Here he goes. Look at the pace Hawks has through here. It's just a different level compared to those around him. And he's using the curbs in the wet too. Very, very adventurous, Hawks. So he seems confident. Everybody else seems to be staying off the wet curbing. D goes to the inside. I think he's just giving that spot up. He didn't want to really fight it or defend. Gets back onto the racing line. And that's Hawks back to 6. So Hawks is chewing the field up quickly. Crazy Kiwi won't like that one bit. He needs to get a wriggle on now. Has gained a bit of time on Swatter behind. Almost up to a second. No DRS as well tonight either. Because it is raining. I don't know. The rain still pretty... It's still heavy enough that they need to be intermediate tyres. Still spray, fishtailing out from the back of the cars there. But full wets doesn't seem like it's necessary. Dry tyres, not so yet. Now the big question will be who gets onto the dry tyres at the right time. It's always a moment of timing in Formula 1 with the tyres, especially when the wet race turns into a dry one. And that might be happening here tonight. We'll just to keep our eyes above the clouds, though. They still look full of moisture. This is Mike. He's in 4th. This is the battle for 3rd. Oh, Bots beginning a 3-second time penalty. He must be cutting corners too liberally tonight. And that will hurt his final position. Mike wants to get with his teammate, though, while they've got this opportunity. With the Red Bull team, mainly Epic right now, will be really wanting to impress the home crowd, especially that Max Verstappen stand they have. It's a shame that Formula 1 has had to cancel so many real-world rounds this year, but F1 eSports is keeping us all entertained, hopefully. Schnell got another warning as well, so the stewards are busy keeping these guys in line. I'd say the wet track has got something to do with it, as they're running a little bit wide through corners, abusing track limits, not intentionally, but that's what's happening. Epic will defend it. I don't know. That'd be a very advantageous spot, Mike, to do that. That would be unbelievable if Mike could squeeze through there, but I don't think the grip levels are there just yet. Captain hook shot. These cars are equal. Rather, sorry I missed your conversation, guys, in the chat. For this league, these cars are all equal. But what we do at the end of a season is we put the drivers in the cars that relate to the real world performance. So the faster guys, Mercedes, Ferrari or Red Bull, and so on. So the slower and usually the Williams, and then up we go from there. But that is, so we get similar results to the real world, but we do get some surprises when the likes of Swatter and Azatak, they're really coming from strength to strength this season, and they could definitely be promoted. if they keep up their fast work, fast pace and consistency. But yeah, the cars are equal. The drivers aren't, though. It's all down to the driver in this one. So Mike still having a crack at Epic at the moment. It looks like it's just holding station for now. There's in formation. There's no one in behind Mike to give him any dramas, so he's not pressured it from behind. But he'll be... Oh, he did it. Look at that. Did it under braking. Didn't think he'd be able to do that, but Epic got called out suddenly. I got called out as the commentator. Epic wants that spot back. He's not liking it at all. Oh, he's going to squeeze through. He might have to go the long way. Will that force Mike deep? Oh, he's tagged the back of Mike here. And was there any damage? Any wings missing? It doesn't look like it. I think we got away with it. Punctures have happened to plenty this season too, so hopefully Mike doesn't get a puncture from that. But looks like he's safely got the move. Now feel free to ask me questions as well. Josh has asked. NASCAR's iRacing on Fox Sports. Yeah, I'm interested to see. We're doing a similar thing with the V8 supercars here in Australia. They're going to do their championship online as well. So yeah, it's a great time for eSports. We're going to be in front of so many new audiences, eyeballs that wouldn't normally see it, and especially if it's on broadcast television. There's the chance that people that write off eSports without even watching a single lap might actually get interested. It's just one of those things. Esports can be diametrically opposing. Some people will tell you it's just a game, it's not real racing, and they won't give it a shot. But, with a good race, we could change their mind. So I'm really interested to see. So if NASCAR puts on a good strategic race and the right people watch it, you never know. It could be, this could be the next big thing for esports. It definitely is. And I think esports is taking this opportunity and just going hardcore with it. I like it. It's so good that we've been able to adapt so quickly. And we're very lucky to have simulations like iRacing and Race Room and R-Factor and F1, whatever else out there that can allow us to do this. So at the moment, the race is sort of neutralised a little. This sort of happens now as we've probably hit the halfway mark, and we're waiting now for strategy to come into this. No one's dived in early. I think Schnell, Andrew and Major Dan have down the back end. They were having issues, probably damage and whatnot. But the front runners, we're still waiting to see how they react. Yeah, definitely great news for the community. Captain Hookshot says, coronavirus, the rise of esports. Movie this summer. What would the trailer be like? In a world where everybody can't leave their homes, social distancing is the norm. Sporting events cancelled. Your life cancelled. Esports was there. Something like that. Andrew HRT. Well, we've got a driver in the pits. It was Azatak. So the first driver in after about 19 laps. He's gone back to intermediate tyres. Let's see if he can get the overcut on anybody. So an interesting early move from Azatak. Bottas is in too, so the leader inside the pit lane, one of the leaders. How does Mike react? He'll probably do another lap. Epic's reacted to it as well. Interesting calls here now. Oh, Call of Duty with their new league. I forget what it's called. Call of Duty League it's probably called. Yeah, it is really starting to gain traction. I know they had some big events recently. I know Gary Vaynerchuk is invested in a team. I can't remember the team's name. But yeah, it's collegiate esports is another thing too in the States. So yeah, it's funny. Sim racing is I don't think sim racing would have grown the way it has, well, the way it's going to grow without coronavirus actually. So it's going to be very interesting. But this is definitely going to accelerate sim racing esports into the mainstream. So Azatak does move forward some positions, and FlySwatter got out ahead, so I don't think Azatak gained anything out of that. Wardy Chill seems to have done. Let's have a look at the stops. So we're still waiting for the top 3 to stop. Crazy Kiwi up to 5th place. He will need to take a pit stop soon as well. COD League. Yeah, I have been just... The Call of Duty League, I have been slowly just keeping an eye on it. But yeah, with I'd say with Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty definitely has a place in the esports empire. Kiwi in as well. So strategy now coming out. Wardy Chill exits the pit lane. He's just going to be just behind Epic Game here. He will be on fresher intermediates though. How will that affect this race? BP's still going strong. BP's got enough buffer that he can get in, get a new set of tyres and get out and maintain the lead. This is a huge call. There's your position changes since the start of this one. This is our race leader inside the pit lane. So Mike's up 7 spots, so he didn't qualify, I think, the way he's can compete in race pace. Hawks is down 4. So he's lost out with that drive-through penalty. And down the back order, Azatak up 8 and Swatter up 4 as well. So the 2 Williams boys really, really on an early charge here as we've gone past the halfway mark. Now everybody back onto intermediate tyres. The rain has persisted here. PP's maintained the lead by a fantastic 32 seconds. Mike's still 4 seconds off his closest teammate. And Epic still giving him a bit of trouble. But the gap, nothing to be too concerned about at the moment. It's going to probably come down to, you can see ERS deployment for Epic. He's still got a lot in the tank. Mike's same thing. So they'll be waiting to use that at the end of this race when they might need to defend, when their tyres start fading away from them. They can use that to give themselves a little bit of an extra boost. Wardy's just gone purple sector 1. So Wardy's, watch out Wardy. This guy might surprise a few people here tonight with his pace. And a Swatter. He was getting close to Lukey D, but Lukey opened it up as he navigated turn 2. But you can see he's just there ahead. So Swatter's got his target and his reticule locked on. Is he able to get the pace and match Lukey D and then ultimately make the pass? This is the next question. FlySwatter looking for 7th. Hawks is down to 6th as well, so he'll be rapidly moving forward and hoping he can get past Wardy before too long. Kiwi's still behind them though. Kiwi, I think, lost out of those pit stops. Ming really has too. He's struggled, I think, in the wet. He was looking in the top flight, the best of the midfield, one of the best anyway, and he's now fallen way off the pace down in 12th. He's right up behind Warrior Wasp now. This is for 12th position. This is live. This is live, is that? This is live. I'm doing this right now. And now, if you are new, welcome along. My name's Josh Gain, commentating. We've got a website, demo1garage.com, and Ming might interrupt me. He didn't. Oh, Wasp goes wide. They can't keep doing that because they will get penalties. But if you go to our website, we do have a stream calendar. I've been meaning to update it. I'll try to do it this weekend. But next Saturday, we've got a big event. And Ming, I thought he squeezed it up the inside. Showed a nose. Wasp didn't think anything of it and just kept his eyes set forward on the target at hand, which is the road ahead. Yes, we do have a stream calendar on the website, and I will update. I've got to update this month and next month, so you can schedule your watching habits around what we do and what we've already got scheduled ahead of time. There's plenty of action. We've got F1, we've got GT Sport, we've got a set of course of competizione, so a bit of GT3, GT4 racing. Open wheeled racing here with the F1. So, and a lot more to come. And if you are a sim racer yourself, make sure you join the Discord. Should be in the link for Facebook and YouTube watchers. Go to the description, scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a new link as well. It takes you to the FNL1 eSports Discord where I have a presence. But yeah, FNL1 and Demo 1. I'm the broadcaster. FNL1 is the racing team behind Demo 1. So get involved. I'm there. You can talk to me and keep up to date with everything that we're doing. For this race now, 24 or 36, we're nearing the end of it. Ming has yet to be able to close the gap. Kiwi trying to do the same thing to Azatak at the moment. He was hoping for a better position and a better finish today, but at the moment, it looks like 1 point might be what he gets if he can't push any further forward. Azatak's doing a good job of defending. Now Wardy, he's getting close to Epic here, so I think Wardy really has come to shine in the wet weather. An Epic game might have to keep an eye on his mirrors now because this guy's got some pace. And Epic will have to do some fancy defending very shortly. Up to turn 2. Braking at the 100. Uphill. Turning in. Eyes ahead at the exit. Running wide just on the curb. Hopefully not getting the car spun out. You can see it's still pelting with rain. As we come downhill again into turn 3 or turn 4. It's weird. Some people consider it a different number. But that's 3 for me. Run it wide and in the wet, stay off that curb. And then it's a downhill left, blind apex. Sort of glide the car in. That's where Bottas had an incident last year in, I think it was practice or qualifying. I can't remember what session it was, but it was off that corner. And then into the final sector. And this is where Kvyat came up. He was on a fast qualifying lap last year and there was a lot of traffic and he just pelted out to the left there on the runoff and he came over the radio saying, I could have killed someone. But anyway, not tonight because Wardy's still chasing down Epic furiously and Hawks is trying to do the same thing from 6th position. Mitch, this one is on PlayStation 4. It's not a silly question at all. It's a very important question. Oh, Azatak's gone wide out of the last turn, turn 10. That wasn't, that didn't give Kiwi enough buffer to close the gap, so it was. But if Azatak keeps doing what he's doing there, it might just be that Kiwi can catch up to the Williams. I wouldn't mind getting a PC1 together. Ming is ahead of Warrior Wasp here. Is Wasp in the racing point? Gonna show. Oh, Ming, I think went a little bit deep. He clearly understeered into 2. And that was an awkward turn for Ming, the McLaren driver. Warrior Wasp watches on. He's not close enough to do anything with it at the moment. He just needs to keep the pressure up and force Ming into a mistake. He doesn't look comfortable tonight. Ming got a lot of traction out of the S's. Oh, Dan's had an issue. What has happened to Dan? Oh, he almost collected Ming on the corner. That was so close. So close. Watch this. We were with Wasp, and I noticed Schnell, I think it was. Sorry, Dan had an issue. I think he went to go into the pits, but something happened to him there. And as the broadcast just went over cross to him, yeah, he sort of come off. He didn't want to go to the pit lane, and that was on the apex. Oh, that was so close to causing a catastrophic accident. So Major Dan now right at the back of the field in 16th. This is our leader, BP V8, 17-second lead over Bots in the Ferrari. Mike's caught up to 3rd, so looking good for the Scuderia. This is Epic. He's still got Wardy there. Yellow in Sector 2. I think it's been cleared. I think that was between Banana Hammock and Ming, possibly. It is. It's getting quite congested down here. Ming's had an issue because he's fallen to 13th, so it was Ming that had the issue. He's now got Banana just ahead of him, up into 12th. So Ming not having a good time of it tonight. Looking for damage. Doesn't look like he's sustained anything. Just a bit of a bruised ego, I'm sure. So Kiwi, he's still trying to catch up to the Williams. Attack, it's just not happening for him. And he's looks like he's doomed to score only 1 point tonight. Swatter, though, he has caught up to Lukey D in the Haas. And this one could come down to the final few laps here. Watch this one in anticipation. Because I think Swatter's, he's got him. He just needs to stay with him now. Looks like Swatter is getting his pace up. Don't know if the tyre situation, they're on exactly the same phase, 8 laps apiece. So I don't know what's happening with Lukey. Let's have a look at Lukey's ERS. He's got a lot less. So Swatter can use that to sort of use that as an overtake boost without DRS tonight. He's going to need it. Down the back straight. Sticking in behind Lukey D. And just keeping it clean through turn 1. Schnell's been given a 3-second time penalty. So the gap at the moment, 1.1 seconds. So if this was dry, he wouldn't have the DRS. But being wet, the DRS is deactivated. Hawks is catching up to Wardy Chill. Looks like Epic's been able to grow the gap again on the racing point. And Wardy's just had to back off a little bit. Maybe he was getting a little bit too close. Bit of overheating for him. But he's still there. Maybe a small mistake. But just a second now. Separates 4th, 5th and 6th. This one could come down to the final few laps. We're on lap 29 of 36. So this one's a bit. We're at the pointy end of this race, and this is where things are really going to come into their own. And the long game, this is where it pays off now. Everybody, Hawks is closing Wardy. It's such a shame for Hawks too, because he would have been fighting for a podium if it wasn't for that drive-through. But he's done well to recover and to get up to 6th place at the moment. It's sort of where he's stalemated. He's plateaued. The fight through has stopped because Wardy's done such a good job of keeping pace and defending. Epic's done a similar job as well. They're in 4th place. So 4th, 5th and 6th. This one is really a battle for 4th between all three. Yeah, we were talking about eSports before, guys. And yeah, Chris, who I again want to thank for the donation he did on the Streamlabs link, and is telling me to put it towards my LCM pedals, which I definitely can't wait to do. New Zealand have opened up eSports betting. Now, I think I've seen it here in Australia. Oh, what's happened there with one of the Alfa Romeos? Major Dan was caught unsighted at turn 1. And Epic collected him up. I don't know if that's... I don't know if he got damage from that. Wardy Chill, though, very close. Have a look on the right-hand side. Oh, it was Epic. He did touch him. I don't know what Major Dan was doing there. But that would have totally come as a surprise for Epic Game. I don't know how he got away with no damage, though. The simulation damage is what's being used here. Kiwi did get up ahead of Attack. He's worked on it for so long. Oh, wow. Down the straight up towards 3. He looks like he had better traction out of 2, and there was nothing Attack could do about that one. But just watch the Red Bull fly by. So a few more points now for Attack if he can hold 9th to the end of this one. But this one's getting very interesting. Everybody now getting a little bit closer. The 5/10, the gap is shut. Wardy goes wide. That's going to give Hawks a fantastic run. Is he going to have the pace to do it? Up towards turn 2 there. He's going to squeeze up the inside. Almost running off onto the grass. That would have been chaotic for him. They turn together side by side again. Wardy's still not giving up though. He's got everything to fight for. He's off onto the wet line. Hawks is still there. Oh, Hawks dives. Big dive. Big late break as well. The up and under. Working a little bit for Wardy. He was going to be on the outside now for the left-hand turn. Hawks has stayed with him. And he's going to cut the door. Oh, but the nose of the Mercedes just still ever so present. Through the S's again. Wardy's done a fantastic job to do that offline. And Hawks, well, he had an opportunity and he went for it. But Wardy, so highly skilled and a fantastic defender of race position. So 5th place, he definitely wants to keep it. But that's meant Epic has that's given a little bit of breathing room for Epic as we get into the final 5 laps of this one. So Epic just needs to keep it clean because this battle now will slow them down. You can see Hawks has got his ERS up. He's just gone purple in Sector 1. Wardy, he's got absolutely no ERS left. He used it all that last lap defending. So you can see he set it to 2. Hawks, it's on 0, so looks like he's saving up for an attack next lap. So Wardy will definitely need to be on the lookout for a faster moving Mercedes come lap 34. Because that battery, every time he hits the brakes, every time he can get some more energy into his battery store, he's doing that, and it's almost full, 65% at the moment. So Wardy's 19. So that could be his downfall. Hawks is playing a smart game, a very smart game, and he's not rushing anything. He's still got a few laps in hand, so he's going to use that. Here we go. Let's see what he does. Does he turn it up yet? No, he's just using settings 2 and 3, just enough to stay with Wardy Chill's pace. Go away, Jonks, on the chat. I think that's a whisper. Here comes Hawks up the inside. Not enough room for him to do anything with it. Lukey D's got some competition as Swatter has made light work of catching up to him. But he's quickly running out of laps. 4 to go. Ming moves up to 12th, so he got around Banana Hammock, and Banana Hammock gets the spot back. These two guys fighting tooth and nail for position. Look at this. Wasp amongst it too. All 3 of them. This isn't even for any point spots. This is just for 12th. In comes the now AlphaTauri team. Oh, I didn't quite get there. Warrior Wasp also. He looks a little bit quicker too. He's got some traction he wants to use out of 1. He's going to go side by side with the Toro Rosso driver. Up towards turn number 2. And he had to back off. Banana Hammock doing a great job at the moment. But how long can he last? There's a lot to keep our eyes on. Swatter's only 5/10 away. Hawks is 4/10 away. He's getting a little bit closer now to that pink racing point. Up towards turn 2. Wardy's gone inside to defend. That might be the smart move he's done. Epic's getting a lot closer too. He's on the curbing. I don't know how Hawks had traction to do anything then. But he made it stick. He's right up behind Wardy Chill now. Inside the exhaust fumes. Inside the gearbox. Side by side at 3. And Wardy just runs it wide and smoothly accelerates out and maintains 5th. We're on the penultimate lap, ladies and gentlemen. Hawks is quickly running out of time to do anything here. Look, he's got his ERS all the way to 4. He runs a little wide through the S's. He cuts a lot of the curb. Wardy got a great run out of there. And that's just given Hawks even more work to work at. Epic somehow hasn't been tangled up in it at all. But he knows if he makes a mistake, they're coming through. Wardy accelerates hard up to turn 1. Somehow Hawks has done it. He got it out of the last turn. And Hawks now just needs to keep it together for the last lap. Or penultimate lap, rather. Because there's only one to go after this. Oh, Swatter and Lukey D. That was a crazy corner. No, turn number 9, they were side by side. I don't know how they just didn't have it coming together, and that didn't have someone ending worse off. But still, they come out of it racing. And they start their penultimate lap now, lap 35. And Swatter really wants 7th. He can taste it. And it's just within reach. Kiwi too. He might be able to get something out of this if some drama happens ahead. Swatter gets the apex just. Lukey D. They both run out of the corner well. Swatter got a lot on his mind now. But he will have tunnel vision of sorts. He will be focused in on that car ahead. Can he pressurise Lukey D enough? Or does Lukey have enough experience to deal with it here? As we start the final lap of this race, BP definitely deserves the win in the wet. But there's still a few positions down the midfield of the order of the cars that need to be sorted just yet. We're not quite sure where people will finish. Will Swatter go 7th? Will Lukey D stay in 7th? This we're about to find out as the last lap starts into the last turn of the penultimate corner. Here we go. Swatter charges hard, uses all of his ERS. He harvested like crazy on that last lap. Into the first turn. And that's BP across the line. He'll take the win today. Congratulations. Bots will come around in second. Mike third. And Epic seems to come there. But it's Swatter on Lukey D. Oh, Kiwi. He had a fantastic run down up to 2 as well. And he was almost on the outside of Swatter's car. Caused all sorts of issues for him. Hawks has stayed ahead of Wardy. Hawks has lost a position on the last turn. This is incredible. Wardy has gained 5th place back, and they're going to be drag racing up to the line. But Wardy did get Hawks on that last turn. Incredible racing. And now it's between these three. What can they do? Have they got anything left in the tank? Any last tricks they haven't used? They need to take them and use them. Lukey D just in 7th there. Swatter charges forward. It might be a futile effort, but he's not going to be giving up now. Into the last turn. Kiwi won't be able to get there, and I think Lukey D's done enough to secure 7th. And there it is, across the start-finish line. 7th and 8th. Kiwi gets 9th, and that's Attack in 10th. Fantastic race in the wet. And but congratulations to BPV8 for winning this one. That's 2 wins in a row. And the Ferraris, well, they'll take a double podium. They will be very pleased with that indeed. There's your podium. 2 Ferraris did well. Mike recovered a nice one, but it was BP who couldn't be matched here today at the Red Bull Ring. And that's why he took out the top spot in this wet and wild Red Bull race. Round 2 is over. Round 3 next week. We will have them in for interviews if you want to hang around. But thanks everybody that has joined us. Don't forget Demo 1. We've got a website. We've got a Twitter and Instagram as well if you want to follow us. But like always, we're live every time. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Mixer. Choose your favourite. You can watch us from there. And it's so good to have your support here tonight. Everybody that has hit liked, and to Chris who's chucked in some money as well. Absolutely unbelievable support from you guys. Appreciate it all. And don't forget the Discord link. We'll get all the chuck it in the chat again for you. And if you like sim racing, you can join a whole bunch of other like-minded sim racers in the Discord. But let's get on to the interviews and see what they had to say. Yes, BP is back, Oars. Definitely not wrong there. Right, I'll be waiting for them to join. Bots is here.
That was boring.
Wasn't in the midfield. A lot happening.
Wasn't it?
Wasn't a lot happening behind you guys. Yeah.
Well, at least out front it was somewhat realistic.
I guess so. Yeah. BP.
Hello.
Well, you're the
Dog.
winner, and 2 wins on the trot now. You've got to be happy with the start of your season 6.
Well, yeah, I guess it is already better than last season. But, yeah, well, perfect start for myself.
Yeah, it was did you jump that virtual safety car and with Hawks?
Yes.
Do you know how he got called out speeding? Did he just anticipate it too early, or what? Did you hear from him?
It dropped in about 50 meters. The delta drops by like half a second around turn 1. And I had about almost 2 seconds distance between the delta. Hawks was too close, and as he got to turn 1, it just cut off, and that's when it was green, and yeah, it sharply drops the delta around turn 1, like ridiculously, like yeah.
Well, yeah, caught him out. He had to do the drive-through, but yeah, you were just so far ahead of everyone. Were you high downforce today? You set
Oh,
up?
you know it. As soon as I saw those raindrops, I was like bumping this up.
Well, it clearly
That's,
paid off. You've done it before.
Well, yeah, I was extremely slow in the straight, so I was really wanted to get away at the start, and so I was lucky enough to do so. But yeah, it was pretty heavy to begin with, but it was okay. I changed. I haven't done any wet practice. I simply just changed a few things in the setup last minute to try and make it a bit softer, a bit easier, and yeah, it paid off.
Yeah, if you hadn't had the wet qualifying, do you think you would have had such a good finish?
I would have been a hell of a lot closer, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a bit of an easy ride for you guys at the front. I know.
I'm still sweating.
Yeah, we still had a lot of work to do. I know, Bots, you said it was quite an easy drive for you, uneventful.
Yeah, it's just one of those races, really. Last few races have been pretty good, so we're always bound to get a boring one.
That's the nature of motorsport sometimes.
Yeah, there's a bit of spice in the first corner. I got my wing knocked a little bit by a Red Bull. I don't know who it was, but it's no big deal. It's just a racing incident. But I forgot to put my wing up from qualifying to the race, so I was kind of struggling to keep up in the first few laps once the tyres came in, and Hawk started having a few little issues every now and then, so just kept the pressure on him and built the gap to Epic, and yeah, Hawks must have got that drive through, and then that was it basically. Not much more happened after that.
Yeah, it was, I don't know how many laps you got in before the virtual, but was Hawks giving you a hard time defending? Is that going to be a hard task?
Look, I don't ever reckon I would have got to him, to be honest. Like, I picked up pace in the second stint because I bumped my wing up to what I wanted it to be. So maybe if I had that on the start, who knows, I probably would have got past him before the VSC, but yeah, with the wing I had on the front, I don't reckon it would have been any contest. Definitely would have been a contest to BP. Like, I don't think anyone's going to catch him today regardless. I told Dan and Chanel to take him out, or at least hold him up for about 28 seconds, but
I didn't catch up to them.
Well, they weren't willing to join in, so as far as I'm concerned, we don't have a junior team.
Yeah, it
Everyone
wasn't.
in front of me cheated and everyone behind me shit, that's all I can say.
Ouch, my feels.
So everyone behind third place.
And Mike, it wasn't so easy for you though. You had a lot of work to do. You qualified, was it 5th or 6th, and yeah, you had to
10th. 10th without a grid place penalty this week.
Yeah, so it's another good face penalty. Oh yeah, quali was a shitter. Just invalidated on the last turn of my hot lap, which was painful because I crossed the line at a 105.080, which would have put me only 1.5 tenths behind BP, but obviously the lap didn't stick, so that was that. Yeah, 2 positions on the race start before turn 1. and yeah, just chipped away at the pack, and that was pretty much it. Bit of a stressful race. A lot of the guys in front would just run deep in the breaks, go off track, but wouldn't succeed the position. Would keep it pinned in the runoff and then cut back in front, and what position should be yours wasn't yours. So you just had to keep, I guess, delaying.
These issues, they transcend real world and virtual too, man. So I don't think
Yeah. No.
happens
Fully
everywhere.
aware of that. That's alright, because at the end of the day, the fast guys separated themselves from the slow guys.
Well, yeah, you did well. You got up to third pretty quickly. Who was the hardest one?
Oh, Wardy.
Wardy?
Wardy's good in the wet, man. Easiest one was epic by a mile. Snapped him up in 2-3 laps, no problem. But man, Wardy made me work it. I accidentally locked up going into turn 4 and hit his side pod. So I had to lift off for the rest of the lap and make sure he retained that position. But next lap, he was free game again. And just gave me the space into the braking zone into turn 3. He could have turned in like a lot of people probably would have and hit me. But nah, man, super vigilant. Kind of just full respect. Even after I just hit him, he still left me the space, and neither of us got wing damage, and we just kept on trucking.
Yeah, Wardy was doing well up the front. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he was. He's one to look out for. He's definitely the one to look out for.
Especially in the wet.
Oh yeah.
He's quick in the wet.
He
Well,
is.
I'll leave
He
you.
likes it moist.
No, I know it's pretty. If you say so. Well, yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. Wasn't much happening up the front,
Well,
but it was very eventful in the midfield.
If I
I
can
hope
just butt
there was
in
enough
quickly,
on stream.
I know, like, we drive different teams and stuff like that, but if things keep going the way they're going, it'll actually be super good to see BP get a championship that he deserves, because he's been the fastest guy for 2 seasons. He just hasn't
Greatest
had that
driver
luck,
not to win a championship.
apart
You can
from
be
me.
fast,
So,
but you have to be consistent too.
Yeah, well,
That's what I lack.
God, I'm trying to be nice. Can you just
Sebring
take
12
a
out. What?
compliment?
Will Ferrari be
No, it's
together at the end of the season 6?
The question
Oh.
is, will both drivers in Ferrari be racing in F1 at the end of season 6?
Oh, big call.
Well, I don't have a PC, so I don't know what you're implying here. Take a sabbatical.
All right. Well, thanks for
In
the
other
chat.
words, probably yes.
Thank you.
I'll leave you to it. And yeah, thanks
you.
everyone as well. And
Spicy meatball 1 and 2.
Yeah! Me 2 and 3.
Oh
Next.
shit, yeah.
next 2 and 3.
Mild meatball 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Come
Alright,
to the
catch
Ferrari
up.
garage for some docking, boys. We'll be there.
In crazy shenanigans from those 2 Ferrari boys. But thanks everyone that watched, liked, donated as well to Chris again. Thank you. Just thanks for turning up and having a chat. That was round 2 of season 6. We'll see round 3 next week. I don't know the track. Let's quickly have a look, because we can quickly look. So these were the points from last week. Will be Silverstone. So yeah, Silverstone, same time next week. If you guys want to join us, we'll have to get an updated points board. But yeah, 2 in a row for BP, putting Mercedes in a pretty firm stand on top of the constructors and cementing BP's title on top. Will he be there at the end though? You'll just have to wait and find out. We'll see you next Friday. My name's Josh Gain. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Good night.